In the ultra competitive world of top-tier tablets, we're always on the lookout for the next big thing, and I do mean that in a literal way in this specific case, as we take a deep dive, pitting two tech giants against each other in the battle of the behemoths. In one corner, we have Apple's latest beast in the 13-inch iPad Pro, boasting an insanely powerful chip in the M4. All of this coupled with an OLED display that is so good, you just cannot take your eyes off of it. In the other corner, Samsung's gigantic Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra stands tall, offering a massive and beautiful AMOLED display here set to redefine your visual experience. And this bad boy here is also boasting a very powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Now folks, my hope is that by the end of this video, during which we'll explore everything from hardware, performance, to display quality, to multitasking capabilities, that you are better prepared before you pull that trigger on which one deserves a place in your digital arsenal. So grab your popcorn and settle in as we find out which tablet reigns supreme. And spoiler alert, the results might just surprise you. Let's go ahead and hop in. Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to you all newcomers, welcome. If you are like me, then you probably appreciate a device that can do it all, whether it's streaming your favorite shows, or sketching your next masterpiece, or powering through your daily grind, or simply looking ridiculous taking pictures in the middle of the street with what most people assume is a flat screen TV. Well, these tablets promise to deliver not only on those things, but also go miles beyond them. Now, I want to say this, and chances are this is the honeymoon phase speaking here. The OLED display on this 13-inch M4 iPad Pro literally blew me away. I mean, it's an absolutely gorgeous display. Now, that said, it's also possible that I just have a fascination with well-made large displays, because on the other hand, to this day, I am still blown away by the Tab S9 Ultra's display. On top of that, the S9 Ultra does deliver some crazy features that just might change everything about your conception of tablets in general. And don't you worry, we'll be covering that shortly. But first, let's start off from the beginning, the very beginning, the price. These two are the biggest and most powerful tablets from Apple and Samsung, and as you would imagine, they do cost a pretty penny, with the iPad Pro here going for a whopping $1,200 just for the base model. And that does come with 256 gigs of internal storage that is non-expandable. The Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, on the other hand here, will normally run you $1,200 for the base, 256 gigs of internal storage, but as of the shooting of this video, the price is actually $1,050. And the internal storage, by the way, is expandable at up to 1 terabyte on this one here. On top of that, you get the supporting stylus for free. Whereas with the iPad, it will run you an additional $130 for the Apple Pencil Pro, or if you find yourself running out of limbs to sell, then you can settle for the $80 Apple USB-C pencil, making your total look something like this. So start aligning yourself accordingly by looking at your finances and seeing where you land. All right, let's go ahead and talk build and design. Both the iPad Pro and the S9 Ultra come with sleek, modern aesthetics featuring flat edges and rounded corners. Samsung has managed to minimize the bezels on the Tab S9 Ultra, giving it a higher screen-to-body ratio, as you can see here. While this looks stunning and futuristic, it can be a bit of a hassle during gaming sessions, as it increases the chances of accidental touches. Personally, for a tablet this large, I highly recommend the use of a controller. It just makes your gaming sessions easier and less awkward holding this gigantic thing. Going to the iPad Pro now, in terms of thickness, it takes the lead at just 5.1 millimeters compared to the S9 Ultra's 5.5. Both do feel incredibly slim and also premium in hands, but the iPad Pro is about 21% lighter. However, keep in mind that it's a smaller device. Well, relatively smaller device. Now, when it comes to durability, both tablets hold up well. They have not given me any issues with bending or any other physical issues, although for devices this expensive, I highly recommend that you pick up a case to protect them. Also, did I mention the S9 Ultra here is actually water resistant. But the iPad here is not. I did make a video about this, testing all 3 tablets from the S9 series and confirmed those ratings. Now, here are some features I'm sure that you all want to hear about. Audio quality, for example. Audio quality is a highlight here. Both tablets have 4 speakers that provide an immersive audio experience. The S9 Ultra is louder and has a brighter sound profile, whereas the iPad Pro delivers a fuller sound. Whether you are watching movies or playing games, you'll be happy with either. As far as accessibility goes, the iPad is loaded with Face ID for unlocking your tablet, and it's a secure and reliable facial recognition system. It's absolutely phenomenal. The S9 Ultra provides an under-display fingerprint sensor, which is also very fast, secure, and also super reliable. Both tablets do support USB Type-C ports, but the iPad Pro here steps it up with a Thunderbolt port, offering faster transfer speeds. The S9 Ultra, however, has a significant advantage with its microSD card slot, as I mentioned earlier, offering storage expansion that'll save you a good chunk of money. Now, I did start the video raving about displays, so why don't we go ahead and tackle those next. The iPad Pro sports a 13-inch Ultra Retina XDR OLED display with a resolution of 2752 by 2064 and a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. Samsung's S9 Ultra ups the ante with a 14.6-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display boasting a resolution of 2960 by 1848 and the same 120Hz refresh rate. Now, both displays are exceptional. They push out inky reds, inky blacks, and very vibrant colors. Apple's new tandem OLED technology uses dual-stacked OLED layers, allowing for up to 1600 nits of peak brightness for HDR content. In other words, it is a fantastic tablet for outdoor use. And if I'm going to be doing high level of usage under direct sunlight, I'd probably go iPad Pro here. On the other hand, if I'm watching a movie or videos, I'll go with the S9 Ultra with no hesitation. And that's simply because with its 16:10 aspect ratio, the Ultra provides a more cinematic experience and a larger display area for movies and videos. And that goes for gaming as well. Now, in summary, for this section specifically, if you are looking for a brighter display, something really good for editing videos and photos even, the iPad Pro is your best bet. If you're more into media consumption, the S9 Ultra's larger and more cinematic display would be the way to go. Next year, I want to go ahead and talk performance, software, and also productivity. The M4 chip found in the iPad is an absolute powerhouse, outpacing the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 from the S9 Ultra. We've seen benchmarks show the advantage for the iPad Pro. Now, this is all on paper, right? Because user experience is a completely different ball game. And we've talked about, despite the fact that the iPad Pro is super powerful, it's also extremely restricted by iPad OS. And I'll say it again, as a matter of fact. It's like driving a Ferrari in a bumper-to-bumper traffic or in the middle of a sheep herd or a flock. So, in real-world performance, both tablets handle multitasking, gaming, and productivity tasks with ease. The iPad Pro feels slightly faster and more responsive, specifically as it relates to more demanding applications like video editing apps, where its superior multi-core and GPU performance shine. However, for everyday or regular use, there is barely a difference. You won't notice anything different in terms of how efficient and how well or how smooth these two are. You will love either one of these two. You can't really go wrong with either one. But anyway, both will handle everyday things about the same. As far as productivity goes, however, both tablets work in very different ways, and you are able to up your productivity in tablet mode on both platforms. The iPad does have some multitasking features, like split view and stage manager, which give a limited, partially desktop-like experience. Now, we all looked at the WWDC event with anticipation and hoped that Apple will share new unlocks that would help most people tap even more into the power of the M4, but unfortunately, Apple missed the mark here, specifically as it relates to the enhancement of multitasking on iPad OS. Instead, we got a calculator. Yep. A calculator. All of this said, you can still do some good level of multitasking on the iPad, but it's nowhere near the level of multitasking found on the S9 Ultra, which allow for you to be more flexible in tablet mode on the S9 Ultra here, meaning you can do more in tablet mode here than you would on the iPad with its Samsung DeX mode, transforming the tablet into a full-fledged desktop experience with a taskbar and resizable windows as offered by a desktop. Frankly, that level of flexibility is what makes the Ultra a better fit for a lot of people looking to do a ton of things at the same time on their device. Cameras now. You saw how ridiculous I looked in the street there, so let's go ahead and talk about it. The iPad features a 12 megapixel ultra-wide front-facing camera that supports center stage and a 12 megapixel rear camera system. The S9 Ultra matches that iPad front camera with also a 12 megapixel camera that supports auto framing, which works the same way as center stage. And on the rear of the device here, Samsung actually added a 13 megapixel plus a 5 megapixel camera system. Both camera systems do offer excellent image quality, and they also do support, or they have 4K capabilities. In terms of which is better between the two, personally, I think videos and photos pop more on the S9 Ultra, while the iPad offers colors not as saturated. Again, this is specifically as it relates to cameras. Now let's talk battery here. Battery life is a very important consideration, and in my usage, or in my experience so far, the Tab S9 Ultra here offers a longer battery life, and it's only logical. I mean, it has a gigantic battery in there and a cooling chamber along with a super efficient chip, and it makes the whole thing just super efficient. As far as charging goes, the S9 Ultra doesn't include a charger in the box, while the iPad Pro comes with a 20-watt charger. On the other hand, the S9 Ultra does support up to 45-watt super fast or hyper fast charging. Now let's go ahead and quickly cover accessories now. And by the way, these are new generation accessories, so don't even think about what you're thinking now. These new products are not backwards compatible. With both tablets, you will have a few different options to choose from, but brace yourself because purchasing some of these might just cost you those limbs you wanted to save. The iPad Pro Magic Keyboard, for example, is a fantastic add-on to your iPad. It provides a stellar typing experience with a floating design and built-in trackpad, just like on the 11-inch model here. Now, I currently have just the 11-inch model, and I absolutely love it. If you're looking into picking up that Magic Keyboard, it will run you $350. The S9 Ultra's book cover, on the other hand, offers a solid typing experience and a built-in trackpad, but lacks the floating design. Personally, I do prefer the Magic Keyboard built and experience. Just like it's the case with the iPad, this one will run you $350 as well for the S9 Ultra. Now, we're nearing the end here, and you can see that these two tablets are the go-to for creative professionals, thanks to performance, seamless ecosystem, and support for top-notch styluses. You will have to pay extra for the iPad stylus, but the S9 Ultra will have one included in the box, as I mentioned earlier, and you do have the option to pick up the S Pen Creator Edition, and that's going to send you back $100, but you can decide to just stick with the included one, which is top-notch. Now, the styluses on either tablet deliver, responsive, low latency writing experiences. The S Pen offers additional features like shortcuts and air gestures. The Apple Pencil Pro does come with some new features as well. If we're talking writing experience, the S Pen is simply better. But on the other hand, there are things that I prefer on the Pencil Pro. Oh, and I almost forgot. The S Pen, that of the S9 Ultra or any of the S9 series, is actually water resistant. There you go. All right, so in summary, let's go ahead and stop right here. In summary, the M4 13-inch iPad Pro and the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra are the top dogs. They are top-notch tablets and the creme de la creme in this segment of the industry, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The iPad Pro excels in very focused, singular, high-demanding performance tasks. The software / user experience is very smooth, the display is brighter, and so much more. This is ideal for creators or video editors who are looking for the top performing tablet. This is the guy. On the flip side, the S9 Ultra impresses with its even larger screen, top-notched and unmatched multitasking with DeX mode, water resistance, flexible storage here, and video consumption, and so much more. It's perfect for those who prioritize a larger display and need the flexibility in general to use their device however they see fit for their lifestyle, and it also does work for video editors. Now, I know it's likely still a tough choice for you to make, but My hope is that this video at least nudged you in the right direction. While I appreciate you watching, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Please let me know with any questions you may have in the comment section there. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. And before we get there, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Make sure to share the video if you know anyone who will be interested. Up until the next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.